Okay, so I'm making this video so you get an understanding of how to quickly know what purchase order has been done and which has not been done. Okay, so basically the whole process on Zoho Books, the way it works is you initiate a purchase order, right? Which it's easy. You just go to new, create a new purchase order, and you follow the steps. Now, once the purchase order has been approved, so the reason I'm giving you just one for you to understand what the status does, right? Status basically tells you what point it is. Now, once it's sent for approval, the first thing you're going to see is pending approval, right? You're going to see pending approval. Let me see if I have anyone pending. So I don't think I have any pending. Okay, see, it's going to be pending approval. Now, once it's approved, it becomes approved. Now, because it's approved doesn't mean it has moved to the next stage. So there are steps that you need to complete. So once it has been approved, it is expected that whoever initiated it, which is Abiola in this instance, who is a procurement person, is supposed to come out and mark as issued. Now, once you mark as issued, that is why you then see a status here that says issued. So this basically signifies that you have sent this to the market in your instance, or send it to the vendor that you're purchasing from. Now, that is step one. Raise the purchase order, request for approval. It's approved, you issue it. If it's not approved, you are going to see either rejected or cancelled, right? So if you go through, you will see there are some statuses that there are some POs that have the status rejected. That means for one reason or the other, it was rejected. And if you go to, let me just go to one rejected, so you see what I mean. Please don't mind my voice, it's a little bit cracked. So if you see this was rejected, right? And you see the status here, rejected. And then if you, let me just scroll. So if I go to, there's a place I'm looking for. Where is it? I don't know when this was rejected, but let me switch to PDF. Okay, I'm looking for, I'm not seeing it. Okay, so you see, this is what I'm looking for. So you see, this purchase order has been rejected by the approver. You can view the reason for this rejection in the comment section. So there's a comment section, which is it's content subtract. So there's a comment section. There's it. Thank you. So on the comment section, this is where you basically see why this was rejected. So if you look at it, so the purchaser was rejected, and basically the POE gigabyte is 25,000. We can't pay more than this price. Adjust accordingly, right? So ideally, when you get issues like this, it's rejected, it's not cancelled, right? There's another option where you can actually cancel, right? So the procurement person gets a notification, so they can basically edit this and then resubmit. Now, if you just resubmit, this goes the same way it is without adjustments. So they have the option of editing and then resubmitting it for approval. So that is the whole PO stage. Now, the second stage is where the store person comes in and does a purchase receive. Now, when you do a purchase, because this goes through approval, it's not just receive automatically, right? So if I go to the last stage, for instance, you see it then goes approval first. So once it's approved, it becomes approved like this. And when it's approved like this, it is still mandatory for the store person to come and say, so ideally, you just come, let me switch this to normal view. Let me see if you see what I'm looking. It's up there, but I don't know if I can see it. So if you come here, you see there's a section called mark as received. Now, when you mark as received, that is when this becomes received, right? Now, it is received, but you cannot use it. Now, if I was doing this manner, I would have showed you that there's a place where you go to, you see that the item has come in, but you cannot use it because this is an accounting software. The item is in, but it still needs to be built, right? So that becomes the third stage. So the first stage, PO stage, approved and issued. Second stage, raise approval that you receive those items, and then it's approved, and then you come and mark as received. Now, if you mark as in transit, that means it's moving on the road. So you don't use this option, just use the second option, mark as received, right? Now, you can do it here, you can also do it on the PO, but because we've separated who have access towards, the stock department may not really be able to approve it, so they will have to come out with it on the purchase received. Now, immediately is received, because they then have to inform what's it called, accounts. Now, what account does basically is they come here, right? They come here and say new. Now, you see all these pending approval, these are bills that have been raised for approval and they have not been approved. This is all the bills, right, that has been raised for approval. I see a lot of them are mostly RFK, right? They're mostly RFK. Okay, so what's the, what's it called? Okay, this is Oduduwa. Now, what the store people then come and do is to come and approve this. Now, we've turned off approval for bills, so there's no more pending. So these ones are all pending approval. They need to be approved so that at least going forward, you won't be needed to approve bills anymore. But because it's already undergoing approval, it needs to be approved, right? I mean, I could basically come and do the final approval. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make a request from the auditors so that this just becomes approved. So once it's approved, I think I'm going to do it. So once it's approved, basically, so you can then process payment on it. So I don't see, because I don't think I have anyone that's been. So all the ones that have been approved, they've all cleared from here. So I can't really see the ones that have. So this one, what I'm just showing you, one that have not been done. But maybe my eyes are not picking everything. So let me come to all. Let's see. So I'm just saying pending approval. In fact, none has been built. So those ones are all pending approval. They need to be, once they are approved, then finance can then proceed to make payments on them. I think this is the stage that IOU are stuck on, right? Because at this point, you cannot process payment because they're all undergoing approval. But so for instance, this is waiting for allow or to. Oh, this has even been approved. This has been approved overdue. So it's now waiting for payment to be made on it. It's waiting for payment because I can see payment. Oh, I see. So this one itself, it was issued, payment has been approved, or payment has not been made. So that is another thing. So there's a fourth stage. So the process are actually a lot. If you go to payments made now, you see there's a payment that has been approved. So this is the one I was just looking at. So what is left for this one is just be marked as paid, right? Mark as paid. So these steps are very important. Now, so the question I've always been getting is, when does the item actually drop? So your item drops once a bill is opened and is approved. Once it's approved, the item drops. Payment can then go on, right? So that is the process flow. So basically, procurement has access to this, and the auditors, the purchase received, the store has access to this. I can also have access to this because they need to know. In fact, they can see everything, just that they cannot really make actions on POs and purchase received. Here, they can really make actions on bills and payments made. And on bills, once the bill is approved, basically, you can also make payment from the bill. Just that this one payment has already been made from it. I can't make a payment taken on it, right? Otherwise, I'll see make payment on top of it. But what is left for this one is just to mark, what's it called? Mark as paid. To mark as paid, and that is done from the payment section. So from here, you can basically just come and say mark as paid. So that is what is next. So this is the process flow. I know it's a lot, so but then again, if you're able to watch the video over there again, you're able to grab everything I said. So thank you very much.